If it can happen to me, it can happen to you, it could happen to your parents.
An Arizona man is pushing for changes to the state's probate laws. He calls himself a survivor of a system that left him bankrupt. So on your side, Susan is here to break down what he is talking about. Good morning.
Good morning. Yeah, there are two bills being considered right now. Supporters say they would help protect people from losing their rights and their assets. But opponents say there are already protections in state law, and they say there could be unintended consequences that actually hurt the people who need help the most.
Bill Chalmers was an executive at a big company. He retired several years ago.
That drove a divorce, a messy divorce. And as part of that, I started to have some sleeping issues and behavioral issues that I totally openly acknowledge.
He says his own attorney recommended a conservator to help get through the divorce proceedings.
I was like, okay, if you guys can help me get the money, I'll actually acquiesce. It's only temporary, we'll get through this. Well, then all of a sudden, as soon as they got their hooks in me, the whole story changed. Then they put me into a guardianship. They took me from my home, put me in a hotel. I took away my phone, took away my computers, took away everything that I had.
He says he was never told he had the right to a jury trial to determine guardianship.
They literally break you down. They break your spirit, they take away your hope, they give you a feeling of absolute humiliation and disgust.
And he believes the motive is money.
In 13 months, the professionals charged me over $400,000. It's a ridiculous amount. When conservatorship ended, they left me with 222 cents in my bank account. They left me bankrupt. And that's not an exaggeration. That's a literal, I have gone through bankruptcy as a result of this.
Now a proposed law would amend probate procedures to ensure people are informed of their rights, including the right to a jury trial. It would also protect their ability to have contact with family and friends. Another bill would establish a probate advisory panel.
It's time that we talk about it. It's time that we change and improve the laws to protect our rights.
Senator John Kavanaugh is the bill's sponsor.
So the bottom line is, what we're looking for here is to make sure that the rights that these people have are clearly transmitted to them.
But the proposed laws are facing opposition.
I think there already are protections in the statutes.
Yvette Banker is a probate attorney who represents vulnerable and incapacitated adults. She testified against SB 1291 and addressed the question of jury trials.
They always have a right to a jury trial. But normally now hearings are set within 8 weeks for an initial hearing, and trials are usually set 2 to 3 months. With a jury trial, that could be a year, it could be 2 years. What happens to that person's assets, health, all of that in the interim?
But Bill says something has to change. He says his story would have been different if he had been in court for his own case.
This is happening every day. It's across the country. But for me, my little world, I'm focused on fixing Arizona.
People who are pushing this legislation say they've had hours of meetings with various interest groups to try to come up with solutions to protect people's rights without creating negative unintended consequences. The bill to create the advisory panel was sent to the governor's desk late last night. The other one still has a couple steps to go in the process. But it was an interesting conversation to have with him. And he was able to prove in a separate court case that he was owed some money back from the original conservator.
Okay. All right, Susan, thank you.